Trey Hardin. Happy opening day to you.
Same to you, my friend.
Yeah, talk baseball in a bit, but let's talk politics. Tonight is Wisconsin. First, let's start with Hillary and Bernie. So many people, probably including me, want to give Bernie a legitimate shot to overtake Hillary. Does he have a shot to do it?
Well, I mean, the more success he has, the better chance he has at doing that. I would right now not handicap it well for him, but he should have a pretty good night tonight. I mean, Wisconsin is a state that really has a good makeup of his type of voters. A lot of younger voters in the state, progressive. There's a lot of his blue collar voters up there in Wisconsin that should help him. But, the way the Democrats do their process with the superdelegates and how it's just not clear, even if you win a state outright, it's hard to see him overtaking her. So at this point, I wouldn't give it a good chance. But if he has a big night tonight and continues to get people to feel the burn, then who knows? We could be talking about a different scenario a month from now.
All right, let's talk the other side because that's much more interesting and much more crazy.
For sure.
So all eyes point to Cruz having a great night. Is this the beginning of the end for Donald Trump?
Well, I don't know. I would not say it's the end. Beginning of the end, I guess you could consider the beginning of showing for sure that we could be getting closer to a contested convention. Before tonight, I've been saying that I think that there's a 35 to 40% chance that he does not get to the magic number of 1,237 delegates, which is needed to win the nomination outright before the convention. If Cruz has the night that it looks like he's expected to have based on every poll we've seen, which has him up, and not only up, but up, about 6 to 10 points, then yes, it's going to put a big dent in Trump's effort to get to that number before the convention, and frankly, I think would increase the chances of getting to a convention without having a nominee and having a contested convention probably to like 50% or 55%.
So with his bad week or his last 2 weeks, Donald Trump, where he, ad nauseum, we talked about it here, but with all of that bad, is that hurting him enough so that the voters are changing their mind and going to Kasich or Cruz?
It's hard to say because we haven't had an election since then to look at exit polls. It's a really good question. Listen, we've talked about this for months, saying that there's going to be some voters that have been excited about Trump, but when they actually get into the voting booth, they're going to take the vote seriously and it's going to change. Well, we've been proven wrong. I've been proven wrong on that for sure. It hasn't happened. But maybe it does after this past week. We won't know until we see the exit polls tonight. If we have Trump supporters that went in there or were Trump supporters, a couple of weeks before tonight and, changed their vote at the last minute because of it, then we'll know that he is vulnerable even with his own base and that his ceiling is real and that he's not only going to have trouble getting over that ceiling, but that it could be lowering. So, we shall see. It's hard to say that it would after seeing that the guy can basically do everything wrong, say everything wrong, and it actually energizes his voting base, it seems like, over the last couple of months.
So if you wanted to become president, I think the best strategy would to keep telling people you're not interested, and that's exactly what Speaker of the House Paul Ryan is doing, and it seems like there's getting a lot of buzz about a draft Paul Ryan at the convention. Silly politics talk, or is there any legitimacy to it, Trey Hardin?
Well, it's really fascinating because I know Paul Ryan pretty well, and I can tell you, I think he genuinely feels that way, that he does, he wants to be Speaker of the House and not President, otherwise he would have run last year. But this thing is changing so much and is so volatile, and the future of the party is at stake, as we've talked about. And obviously, this race started out where the Republicans were so excited because of they were going to have Hillary Clinton to run against, and it was going to be a huge turnout component or element driver for the Republicans. The fact that she was in it was going to be a uniter for Republicans, and then now obviously we're in this mess. So, everything is on the table, I think, at this point in terms of saving the party, saving this election, if it comes down to that. So, yes, there seems to be some inside work. In fact, I think even one of the Koch brothers is now involved with this effort because they see the writing on the wall of really just losing this election, if it's Cruz or Trump, to Hillary Clinton. So Paul Ryan may not want it, but he may end up being in a situation where he has no choice.
All right, Trey Hardin, who has now been a Villanova fan for what, 12, 13 hours now?
Oh, gosh, no. My wife went to Carolina. It was a very difficult night in this household.
Oh, all right. There you go. Trey, have a good week. Thanks.
You too, bud. Take care.
7:20.